A Bundt cake is always a showstopper, but look at this. I'm told one decorating technique makes them even more eye-catching and on theme for any event. Today, of course, we focus on the 4th of July. The most talented baker I know. Khara Westergard joining me in the kitchen to share. You're a magician.
Oh, thank you.
The way you have transformed these cakes, you've been prepping in the studio, we've been watching the evolution, and you're just amazing at what you do.
Thank you.
Okay, what makes the Bundt cake your go-to?
So it's so fast and you don't have to chill it the way you would with a stacked cake.
Okay.
That's why it's fast.
Yeah.
There's just so many more steps in a stacked cake, and there's nothing like a fresh cake that hasn't been chilled anyway.
True.
So it's really good to be able to do this morning of, and all you have to do is just let it cool while you're prepping your stars or your toppings, whatever you're gonna do.
And it's not just the toppings, it's not just the cake. You've added a fruit flavor effect on top.
Right.
With what?
So I want it to be, you know, flavor focused here because that's what you got to do. You want everybody to love it. But so I love my berry sauces that I make from scratch. But when you're in a hurry, you're in a hurry. So what do? I have a hack for you.
Let's move.
So
let's
I have
teach.
3
let's learn.
sauces right here.
Okay.
And I meant to have a spoon to kind of show you, but
Okay, I'm gonna grab one.
thank you. So I actually took some berry preserves, and you can do this with whatever you have, whatever you like. And I just took the reds. So the red is cherry, and that's what I really like for the 4th.
Okay.
But if you prefer a raspberry, then you've got your raspberry here and your strawberry here. And these all come from preserves, but to make it a better consistency and the flavor that you want in a dessert sauce, you're gonna add some fresh lemon. And some water, and then some heat if it needs it for, you know, depending on how, if it's a little jelly-like.
So I put it on the stove, my preserves, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of water,
and
whisk,
just
whisk.
warm it up.
And it will melt it down.
And you just have a really good sauce for any dessert that you want to make.
And sets up on top, so if you're slicing traditionally, every slice gets a little hit of fruit flavor.
And then I like to, you know, spoon a little on afterwards.
That's so clever.
Just because.
Okay, we see the frosting swirls as kind of the foundational decoration, but then you have these accessories, jewelry, if you will, topping the cake.
Yes.
And you say that is another one of your baking go-tos.
It is. So that is modeling chocolate, and it sounds so intimidating.
It sounds really intimidating.
Right? But it's actually just 2 ingredients. So here we have some melted chocolate.
Okay.
And you could do this. This is actually, we have the guittard chocolates here.
Okay, so just those melting chips that we're used to.
And then you can use the candy melts that you buy for colors if you would like. And all you have to do, we're going to turn on our little
Because Khara is a
scale.
professional and she uses a scale. All professionals do.
Yes.
I don't own one, which would tell you where I am.
We're going to buy you one.
On the advancement hierarchy.
All you have to do is get your melted chocolate and then just add, we're going to add 1 ounce of corn syrup here.
So it's 1 ounce to
4 ounces of chocolate.
1 ounce of corn syrup to 4 ounces of chocolate.
And I do have a different ratio if you're using a real chocolate, which real chocolate means like it's made with cocoa butter. But you just stir it right up, and you're going to see that the chocolate starts to seize as soon as it starts to get together.
Giving it kind of like a tacky
and it becomes
texture.
like a Play-Doh.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
It's kitchen magic right before our eyes.
Yes, it really is. And all of a sudden, it's what you want. Now, really, we have one more step here. We're going to cool it down before we can use it because it is a little too sticky right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to take some parchment paper and we're going to flatten it out and wrap it up. And you can just leave it on your counter and let it set for 2 hours, or when you're in a hurry, like I was when I did my daughter's birthday party, I just stuck it in the freezer for a couple minutes on something really cold.
And that's all it takes.
And that's all it takes. It just needs to harden up. And then you have to soften it up again by using your hands.
Which is what I was doing. Sorry, I broke it into pieces.
No,
I
you're
don't know if
fine.
that's what I was supposed to do.
No,
but
it's okay.
I was
It makes it a little easier.
Food, playing with my molding chocolate, and you added the food coloring, obviously, to give us the on-theme palette. Now, what do we do with this?
On that one, I actually just used the candy melts here. We got the red ones. Yeah. But you can add some food coloring to your Khara syrup, your corn syrup, before you mix it with your chocolate if you're in a pinch.
Okay. So what are we doing now?
So you can feel that your hands are starting to warm up the oils again. right? And so it's going to take us one little moment to do this. While we're doing this, though, I want to tell you, too, that there's one more little step that I like to do for these quick bundt cakes.
Okay.
Because we're looking to, like, if you want to do the unicorn over there.
So cute.
Then you're going to need something in the middle, right? And it's not just the berry sauce. You need something a little bit more substantial to help hold up the picks that are in there. And what I used was some stabilized whipped cream, but it's not stabilized with gelatin because I don't like gelatin.
Because why?
In my whipped cream. Because I just feel like it makes it foamy to the taste and changes the texture.
I can see that.
Kind of takes away the flavor for me.
So what did you use?
So I used just a touch of cream cheese.
Oh.
And I was surprised at how well that really stabilizes your whipped cream.
In the whipped cream, just a little bit.
Yep, so you just take your whipped cream. So I'll give you a recipe for that as well. And then I just piped it there into the middle. And then put the berry sauce on top. And that stabilized whipped cream is actually keeping that horn where it should be.
In place.
And the ears, yep, because they both have, the horns and the ears, they both have picks in them to help you stick them and make sure. Just toothpicks or skewers.
My chocolate's feeling nice and soft. How about yours?
Good. Mine's getting there. So I'm just, red actually does go a little bit faster. So I want you to go ahead and roll it out with the roller here.
With the red roller.
With the red roller.
We are so on theme.
We are.
We are so, how thin, how
so
thick?
well, right? So I want you to do it just a little thicker than a toothpick.
Oh, so, okay, thin.
So it doesn't have to be too thick because you don't want it to be too heavy.
Okay.
So then I have a star cutter for you.
How does that feel?
Pretty good.
Okay.
And if at any point you feel like it's too sticky again, you can rub a little bit of cornstarch on it or even powdered sugar or stick it back in the fridge and let it cool off.
And is that what you'll do with this star shape, is put it back in the fridge to?
Yes, after we add a toothpick. So we're gonna go ahead, add a toothpick here. Nope, you're just fine.
Every star is different, and so is every child.
That's
we
right.
love them all the same.
There's a song.
Okay.
Okay, then I'm just gonna stick the toothpick right there. I kind of like to keep my fingers pinching the star just to help guide it, and so I can feel
hold it in
and make sure that it's going. Yeah, so it's not gonna like stick out wonky, you know. And then just kind of reshape it if you need to.
It really is like Play-Doh.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna stick it on a paper plate or something with a non-stick surface. So parchment paper is great for that.
Show these.
Yes.
Look at you, Miss Extra. These are so fun.
So these ones I did with the white, and then I just brushed some gold shimmer onto them.
Oh, so pretty.
So we're gonna go ahead and put a cake together real quick to show you how these work. So I have a bag full of my stabilized whipped cream.
With the cream cheese.
With the cream cheese.
Got it.
And just gonna stick that there, and then I'm gonna spoon on my extra red
and you do this
cherry
before you decorate.
Sauce. Yep, I like to just so that you don't end up
drip or smear.
Dripping it onto, yes. And then if you have something, so I have some little fireworks here that I made, and some people would argue that maybe it's Sonic the Hedgehog, but just go with me here.
Well, my 7-year-old would absolutely insist on that, but I see fireworks.
Why don't you take the red one right here?
Okay.
And let's just stick them around. Let's see, should we stick them in the center? No, let's stick them on the cake so that it stays high.
Okay.
And if you want them higher on a skewer, you could do that. And then
Khara.
grab some stars.
Yes.
And let's just stick them on. I'll stick one in the center.
Suddenly we all can be bakers extraordinaire, pretend we're Khara, have these awesome accessories, jewelry-like accessories to top our basic bundt.
Can I give you one last tip here?
Yes, please.
When you're decorating, you want to think about the law of, what do you call it? The law of thirds?
Rule of thirds?
You want to do odd numbers of things. So here we have 3 and we have 5.
Okay. Yes. Just keeps it pleasing on the eye.
Yep.
You're amazing. You really are. Thank you for walking us through it, making it seem so approachable. Where can we see more of your recipes and your work?
So come find me on Instagram at Balsamic Baker, and we'll share the recipes with you as well.
Her recipes are always so good, and I love when you geek out and teach us the science behind it, and of course finish it off with the most fabulous flair. So we'll link you over to Balsamic Baker from our website. Thanks again, Khara.
Yeah.
Happy 4th.